Morning. I'm back at my house today. I'm in my room. Just probably talking to this thing. And this is something that I've been thinking about lately. I saw something that said art is dead. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think art is dead? I will say this right now. I don't think it is. I think it's harder to find and it's less glorified than it used to be. Like, bro, I feel like back in the day, you would see cool shit in the Alco. I'm not even talking about like when art was literally sanctioned by kings and powerful people or like the church, like when Da Vinci got fucking commissioned to paint the Sistine Chapel or whatever. Shit like that. I'm talking like literally when I was 14, 15, 16 and people would create shit. They would make original shit that they thought was cool. And that's the stuff that got rewarded and pushed out into my algorithm on YouTube, on Vine, on whatever. Like the old SoundCloud rappers from 2015 to 2017. Rich Forever, Uzi, Playboi Carti, they all started on SoundCloud. And they all had this unique sound and unique vibe. And they were just pushing shit out that was original and that was cool. And now they're like the most famous rappers around. I remember like the old YouTube. I could easily open up YouTube and instantly find a video that was just cool. That was just a take that no one else had. Or like someone with a skill that no one else had, or a unique, gaming personality or something. And now, I don't know, man. It seems maybe I'm just old. Maybe I'm just unk now, bro. I'm 23, I'm pushing 25, which means I'm pushing 30. But it seems like everywhere I look, it's all the same. There's nothing original, nothing novel, nothing interesting. And yeah, you could pick up a book, but I can't say when the last time I picked up like a book that just came out and genuinely enjoyed it. No, I've been reading the classics or just shit that has been good. I just finished American Psycho. I'm reading um, Project Hail Mary now, and that shit came out like 10 years ago. It's only hype right now because the movie came out and Ryan Gosling starring in it, bro. But yeah, it's. I think the last time I picked up a book, I put it down because it was so fucking boring. It tried to be all meta and say a bunch of like nuanced jokes and shit and try to be relatable, you know? Like it had the main character on Instagram or like posting hashtags and shit. Like it was so boring. And this is from an author that I genuinely enjoyed that has put out good shit. But they're just pumping shit out now. They're just trying to get their numbers up, their sales up. It's all about money. And I think the commercialization of art is really its downfall. And that's, I think, why people say art is dead, because I think it's hard to find, like, there's no music anymore that's, like, good. I think the last time I found something good was this album by a band called Loathe. And I have not stopped listening to it. I still listen to it. And I discovered it a couple months ago, and it's from, like, 2019. It's not even from recent history. I mean, I guess that is recent history, but you know what I mean? Not recently. And Sway Lee just dropped an album. That shit's fucking garbo. Um, I don't know. There's no good music. Everything's commercialized. I remember in college, my freshman year, I would go to a rave. It was like $50. And by the time it was my senior year, the same festival was like $200 a pop for a ticket. Like, everything is so commercialized. Experiences are so expensive. Living is so expensive that, people. This is why the rise of the incel is so popular. This is like Chud, incel, fucking loser, because gooning is free. The amount of porn online is free. Doing nothing, staying in, and watching Netflix is free. I mean, you have to pay for a subscription, yeah, but it's what? $10 a month, as opposed to going to the bar one night with your friends. You gotta pay for an Uber. You gotta pay for drinks. I feel like if every time I go out on a Saturday, I'm dropping at least $200. Just to black out and not remember shit. It's bullshit, man. I don't see anything original anymore. And I think the reward system for content now is so skewed that it doesn't reward people that have art. It rewards people that know how to work the system. You know, you have to kind of dilute your message or dilute your art to like be favored by the algorithm. It's kind of bullshit, man. And that's just how I see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making shitty content. Maybe I'm just seeing kind of a tunnel vision view of social media through my feed. But I feel like now everything is the same. All the content is the same style. It has hooks and sound effects at just the right moment to keep your attention. And it's all about keeping attention and eyeballs. The more eyeballs you have, the more money you'll get, the better your content does, etc. It's like the commercialization of art is what really is killing it. I don't think it's dead. I think there's cool independent artists. I think there's people that do cool shit. You just have to find it. And I have yet to find that much shit. Like I said, reading the classics. I'm listening to old music. And I realized the other day, I was listening to a podcast, and I realized that with podcast culture, it's just people who are like retarded who are shaping your opinions about like really sensitive topics, geopolitics and AI and all this and that. Like I'm listening to fucking Joe Rogan talk about the conflict in the Middle East. Dude's a retard, one, and I think he's compromised by the CIA, two. Not to get conspiratorial, but man, it's just hard to listen to. It's like I'm filling my time with useless shit. And I have to really like lock in and be present more. Be present with cooking and eating and taking a dump. I can't take a dump without fucking scrolling on fucking YouTube or Instagram, frankly. I don't know, man. I still think there are people out there that are posting good art, that aren't just posting what's trending or bending the knee to the algorithm, but it's so hard to find. It's like a diamond in a rough. It's a needle in a haystack because they perhaps don't know how to perform as well. They don't know how to crack the code in the algorithm. They don't know how else to push their art out. It's like Nikola Tesla. He was a genius, but he was not a businessman. Thomas Edison took all of his shit and probably had him whacked. Let's be real. he was so focused on his craft, on, you know, on just his creations, on his art, on technology, on science, that Thomas Edison just stepped right over him because he was a great business mogul. He was a great business mind. He just stepped right over him, took all his shit, and started dominating the electricity sector and revolutionized it, really. And that's what it feels like with artists, you know, musicians, writers, fucking people like me who want to just post their opinions online. You know, it's like putting something original in the world is not good enough anymore. You have to have some other skill, marketing. You have to know the algorithm. You have to network really good. You have to know someone or a skill, because it's not good enough to just be a jack of one trade. And you're not going to get rewarded for that. You might. But the real geniuses, the real winners, are the ones who are really good at like marketing. Who are really good at breaking down the algorithms of social media, of life, of how to get rich or famous or whatever, and then just tapping the fuck into that. And that's great. I would love to do that too. But I don't want to dilute my message or dilute my purpose and conform and bend the knee to some other external factor in order to do so. In corporate, you have to bend the knee to like hierarchies. There's a boss, there's shareholders, there's a certain language you have to speak. You know, there's always some hierarchy, some higher power that you have to just bend the knee to. And that's why people say art is dead. That's why it feels like art is dead. You know, I'm not of that belief, but I can say that it just pure art doesn't get rewarded as it should. You know? And it's definitely dying because of the commercialization of it, because of the need for eyeballs, because of the need for money. You know, when greed steps in, the art is diluted. And we need that shit, man. We need that. But that's it. I'm out of here.